Okay, I'm back. Why is my camera frozen? I don't know why my camera is frozen. I don't think anything else was using it. I think it's just not working at the moment. That's interesting. You never know what's going to happen, eh? So, There we go. No idea why that was the case, but I got it fixed, and now we're back, and it's a different camera this time. So, I don't know, go figure out. The problem is I have two cameras that are exactly the same, they're the same model. And the only thing that's different about them is that they're connected to different USB ports. So, alright, so we're picking up right where we left off. And where we left off was that we had a Node.js application working on DigitalOcean. Here it is, running. It's still running. Yep. So here's our DigitalOcean droplet. So I don't know why it's sending out inbound, outbound. So I don't know why it's doing any bandwidth at all, but there's a little bit happening there, but nothing significant. So I'm not going to worry about it at all. Interesting. That's some coming in, some going out. You know, it might just be, spammers and hackers and all of that just probing my new droplet. Certainly I've seen that happen before. Okay, and here we are in our instructions, and I didn't reboot the computer, so everything's still connected. If I have to reboot it, I will. We'll make it part 3, but I didn't feel like it. So, next step, setting up a production process manager. This is new to me. So your application is currently running on this port. If you decide to end the process by typing the Control-Z command in the terminal, your application starts running. Yes. To run the Node.js application as a background process, and in a production environment, you can use PM2, Production Process Manager 2. So, okay. Sure. So first of all, we'll run it, where we'll install it. So our application is indeed running. Here it is, still listening. So Control-C to stop it. And now npm install globally PM2. Of course, that globally is depreciated now, but must have just been depreciated. Okay, so it's going to do that, and it'll start. And now, wonder what the tick is there for. I don't know. I'm sure it means something, but I'll copy this. And so you notice this is a slightly different syntax. PM2 start app.js prime or tick. That's a special character. It's up, way up here in the upper corner of your keyboard. And normally you would never use it. It's on the same key as the tilde. So let's see if we've got it installed. So let's try running it. Okay, and then what? Once you have run this command, it should display the following in the terminal. And it did not display the following in my terminal. So I wonder what the story is here. Let's hit Control C and try it without the tick. That's better. So that tick there is, apparently it's a typo. Maybe? Yeah, I'll bet you it's a typo. Interesting. So once again, okay, so here we go. It's production process manager with a built-in load balancer. That's kind of cool. Now I'm just going to go back. All right, it did say in NGINX, so okay. Okay, so we'll check and see if the application is running. It is running. Okay. So the screenshot shows the application is running, and it's going to show the status. This is pretty cool. So here we go. Let's look at that. See, look at that. So taking up 38 megabytes. Megabytes or megabits? Probably megabytes of memory. I say megabytes because usually we only use bits when we're talking about transmission. So I wonder if I have anybody watching. Nope. Didn't think so. Let's pop over onto YouTube and my channel, and we'll just get the URL for this. Might as well tell people we're back at it. Didn't think so. Right, so where's Mastodon? This is probably not here anywhere. Yeah, I think I closed it out. So I'll just pop it open here, Mastodon. Part 2. Alrighty, and I'll copy that so I can put it on Twitter as well. It's like buses, you wait for weeks for one of your posts to be syndicated, and then they all syndicate it once. Yeah. Yeah. All right. This is not the time to be reading my tweets. Okay, let's go to Twitter. Twitter. I'm in downs. Good enough. Let's pop that thingy in here. Breaking. No, it's not. Nothing's breaking. It's just Twitter. All right. So back to where we were. So my application is running. I can run PM2 status to see the status of the application. Let's go back in. Right. Okay. And just shows the status again. Watching and disabled. I don't know what's disabled here. Namespace default version 1, mode 4, PID, process ID, uptime 3 minutes now. Status online. Oop, memory's up to 53 megabytes. Oh, I remember when that was huge. Okay. Then run PM2 startup Ubuntu to ensure the application runs anytime there's a reboot. So I'll copy that. They are using a different type style to distinguish the commands from the text, but it's really hard to see. The two type styles are pretty close. So let's run that. Okay, so yeah, this is a bit more involved. to startup. Okay, and you can save it, freeze it, etc. Okay. And you need to enable the firewalls with UFW enable. Type Y at the prompt. I assume that period is not part of the command, so let's do that. Okay, type Y at the prompt. Firewall is active and enabled on system startup. Okay. Run UFW allow SSH to allow SSH, which is what we're doing. Okay. Run UFW status to confirm that your firewall is enabled. Okay, so 22 is our SSH, allow from anywhere. I wonder if our application is still running. No, you see it's not. We can't access it. Notice that? Okay. Now run UFW allow HTTP to allow it to run on port 80. Okay. So we'll do that. Okay, so that's been added. Now we can try it again. Oh no, it's only port 80, right? But we're on port 3000. So we're going to have to allow 3000. But first, UFW allow HTTPS to allow port 443. Okay. So we'll do that. Okay. And okay. All right, and then set up NGINX as a reverse proxy server. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. Because we can't actually access our application at the moment. All right. Now, I imagine that if we did something like a UFW allow 3000, that would probably work. UFW enable. Yeah, see UFW allow 80. UFW allow 6000. You can even open up a port range with the protocol, allow from specific IP addresses. This is really nice. I like this. This is so much easier than how I messed around with firewalls in the past. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now, I'm thinking ahead here, and I'm thinking, well, I can't access my application, but we now move to setting up NGINX as a reverse proxy server. Okay, so we're going to learn how to set up our NGINX server as a reverse proxy to render your application running on port 3000 to access it on port 80. Good enough. All right. To access your application with just your server's IP address, you can achieve this with NGINX. First thing, install NGINX. So let's do that. So it's interesting. All this is happening inside the same system here, the same, I don't know what to call it, container? Cloud application? Oh well. So we're not using Docker containers or anything like that. And so now we're installing NGINX. So NGINX is like a little web server, and it connects to other web servers. Okay. Daemons using outdated libraries. Let's say OK. Which ones should we started? Okay. All right, good. Confirm the NGINX installation of NGINX. Go to your browser and enter the IP address of your server's URL. We should get a welcome to NGINX. All right, so here we are. Now we'll remove the port. IP, welcome to NGINX. Beautiful. Runs like a charm. Okay. Next. Editing the configuration file. So, this is where I got messed up on Gelastic. Gelastic creates its own version of the configuration file, etc., etc. So, sudo nano. Now, I'm not sure if nano is going to work here, but we'll see. Sudo nano. Okay, looks like it's working fine. Okay, you should see the following in the terminal. So we're going to scroll down till we get to the location as follows. Yep. So let's scroll down till we get to the location. There it is. Location. Okay. Then delete try files, URI, and replace with the following. So proxy pass. This is our localhost 3000 proxy HTTP version. Header upgrade, and what that'll do is that will pass whatever the header was that accessed NGINX, it'll pass it through to my Node.js application. And we'll bypass the cache, etc. So, okay, so we'll copy all of this and we'll remove that one line. So let's get in here. So let's see now. How do we remove a line, I wonder? Let's just, that works. Just using the backspace key, and then here's all my stuff, and I'll put in some spaces to make it nice and neat. I don't have to do this, but I'm one of these people who likes everything in nice, neat format so it looks nice, so it's where it should be. Alright, okay, and now we'll exit, Control X, and save. Yes, so we've saved this now. And view NGINX documentation for more information. So, in the location, you just set up your reverse proxy to ensure that when you visit port 80, it loads your application running on port 3000. Now I wonder if it'll just do that. We'll find out. So here's port 80. We'll restart it or reload. Nope. So I might have to restart NGINX maybe. So that's my local host. Still loads there. Okay, well, let's keep reading. In addition, you can add your domain name to server name to see what NGINX should listen for alongside your port settings. That's kind of cool. Otherwise, you can leave it in as the default. Oh yeah, there's the server name. So type your domain name in the server block as follows. Oh, okay. So let's come back in. Now they're being a bit unclear here. Interesting. Server name. Well, that could be my IP address. Or here we're saying Deb tutorial. Otherwise, you can leave it as the default. What is the default, I wonder? Let's open up again. And this is only in sites available, right? So we might actually have to pass this to sites enabled or something like that as well. Server name, oh right, it's just a little line. So we can just leave it as the default. All right, that's what we'll do, is we'll just leave it as the default. Save the changes. And press enter. Okay. So advisable always to run the sudo nginx-t. So let's do that. So we'll get out of here. X. Okay. So what was that now? Sudo nginx-t. And the configuration file is fine. Okay. The next step is to restart the service. Okay. So we'll do that. And so it should be restarting. Okay. And now let's navigate the address to the address and start. Okay. And there's my Node application. Oh, I love things when they work. Okay, so now we have an NGINX load balancer sitting in front and redirecting traffic to my Node.js application. All right. Notice that the IP address is now rendering your application. It shows that the configuration you added to NGINX to act as a reverse proxy was successful. Okay. The next thing you need to do is add your domain name to your droplet in DigitalOcean. Go to the networking page and add domain. And then create a new domain name record. Okay, so they're assuming that my domain name is going to be right in here. Let's see now. I don't have any domains actually recorded in DigitalOcean. So, okay, so go to the networking page, enter your domain name in the domain tab. Okay, go to the networking page. Go to the networking page. I don't know what the networking page is. Let's go to the home page. Is there any clue as to what that might be? Go to the networking page in DigitalOcean. Products. Okay. Networking. So I clicked on product and then networking and then domains and DNS. Adding the domain name, just the essentials to go from 0 to working in a few minutes. Okay, let's see what they want me to do. So let's add a domain. So let's see what happens if I add a domain. Okay. Quick start. Okay, how to use quick start, add domains. Seem to be in like documents or something. Back to product, home, platform overview. Yeah. So product, solution, marketplace. I'm looking for the actual networking page. Still haven't really found it. Products. Compute, networking. Boy, oh boy. Oh, I'm not even at the login anymore. Let's close all that out. Let's come back here. Okay, now we'll try to find networking. Ah, okay, this is a different way. Manage and then networking. Okay. Domains. Enter domain. So let's just call it downs.xyz. And we'll go add domain. Create a new record. Okay. So that'll be the next step. Normally I would do this on Reclaim or on Cloudflare or somewhere else. So I haven't created a domain name in DigitalOcean yet. But hey, it's the first for everything. So we're going to create an A record. So create a record for your domain name by following, and then add these as your name servers. Okay. So we'll direct to, okay. We'll come back here. Enter or host name. We'll direct to, this is my resource, which I didn't give a very good name. Time to live 3600 seconds. Enter at or host name. What did they do? At. Okay. Right. So downs.xyz is what we really mean. We'll direct to this. Okay. And we're going to create the record. Okay. The name services, looks like they already do direct to the name service. And it's your custom name server. Okay. I think it's already done for me, these name servers. Yeah, I don't need to. Alright. This is kind of interesting. This isn't quite the standard DNS form. See how it's inserted this text here, directs to. That's kind of helper text. It's not actually part of the record. But okay, downs.xyz directs to these things. Alright, do I need to do anything more? You've successfully added your domain name. I wonder if it works. Let's find out, shall we? Downs.xyz. Nothing yet. It's not pointing to an error though. Is this running? Yeah, this is running. So Downs XYZ should work. More. Alright, record. Oh, directs to 134.122.32.242. So I don't know why I'm not seeing anything. To secure your server, you will need to set up SSL for the server. You will use Let's Encrypt, yes, the certificate authority that will allow you to provision a free SSL certificate for the domain of your application. Okay, so let's do that. So first of all, we're going to install something called certbot. Okay, it runs under Python 3, so I don't know if I have that, but we'll find out. Well, it'll install for me if I need that. Okay, so yeah, it's installing Python first. All right. Is my video froze? Oh no, it's just not playing. I was looking at this while I was waiting for that to install. I realize now I just don't have it playing live. Okay, so there's the tab, let's hit tab, yeah, and then press enter for OK. Okay, so that installs certbot. Okay, UFL allow NGINX full. So we're allowing the full NGINX, whatever that means. And we don't know what that means. Rats. Okay, there seems to be a problem again with the command. So let's look it up here. Okay, that's the problem. So, see the little quotation marks? That's a little quotation mark. It's a little straight quotation mark. And we come here. Yeah, you see? That's not a straight quotation mark. It's one of those smart things. So, whoops. Control C. And now, there. That should fix it. Yeah. the little traps that are in instructions, eh? And you see, look at this. You don't even see that. Oh, well, sorry, that's the instructions here. Yeah, you see? There it is. Okay. Crazy, man. And then sudo certbot nginx your domain name. My domain name is downs.xyz. Haven't actually registered this anywhere, which is kind of interesting. Okay, Stephen at downs.ca. Please read the terms of service. Do you agree? Yes. Would you be willing? Yes, of course. I'll do anything for the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Account registered. Some challenges have failed. Okay, okay. Right. Invalid response from, okay. On success, you have successfully set this up. But it didn't. I did follow the instructions line for line. Ensure the listed domains point to this NGINX server. Well, yeah, and that's where you're having the problem before, right? Try reloading again. It still doesn't point to the server, but here it is. DNS records. Well, there's nothing more to do. Okay, you need to update your name servers with your domain registrar for the records below to take effect. Aha, okay. So I actually have to purchase the domain name from the domain name registrar. Oh, how annoying. So that's going to cost me a bit of money. I should have just used downs.ca, but or like node.downs.ca. I can still do that. Okay. Well, let's just buy one. Wouldn't mind having downs.xyz anyways, and if I don't like it, I can always drop it later. Okay, so you need to go to a place. I think I already used Network Solutions, but I'm not sure. Sign into your Network Solutions account. Oh, this was last updated in 2018. I'm not using GoDaddy because of all their the way they advertise. I don't like the way they advertise. Okay, I'll go to Network Solutions. Okay, let's see if I have an account there already. I may well. Yeah. So I'll autofill, enter, and continue to account manager. Domains. Have to get past the advertising, eh? So, domain name. Oh yeah, News Trolls. That's what I have on here. Could have used that. Alright, so let's buy a domain name. It's downs.xyz. Should probably open. Oh, it's taken. Well. I wonder where it goes. Oh, it just goes to that blank page, whatever's there. Is there anything there? Yeah, it's parked. It's parked and it's advertising. And so I didn't see anything because well, because of course I have Firefox, and Firefox blocks advertising. Alright. Alright, here's what I'm going to do instead. Instead of using this here, I wonder if I can't just create an A record somewhere else. Well, I don't think News Trolls is pointing to anything at the moment, right? Yeah, there's nothing. So okay, let's use that. So we'll come back here. Alright, so I'm going to copy the address here. We'll go back into Network Solutions. And set it up there. Where'd it go? Network Solutions. Yeah, I guess I closed it. Alright, domain name, home, domain name, come on. Good afternoon, manage news trolls. So what I'm going to do here is connect it to a website. Restore your name servers. I have custom name servers. Oh, it must be sitting somewhere else. Okay. Must be sitting at Reclaim. Alright, let's go to Reclaim. Oh. Yeah. I wish they'd made this a bit clearer. Alright, no, I think I'll just buy something. Oh, man. But I won't use Network Solutions. I'll use something completely different. Google Domains. Until they're following name servers. Okay, this looks like it might do the job. Sign into your Google Domains account. Do I have a Google Domains account? I don't know. Okay. Google Domains. Register your domain name. Okay. Search for your new domain. Okay. Downs.node. I don't know if that's even allowed. The ending node does not exist. Ooh, Downs. Look at this. Ha! Downs.org costs a little bit of money. Downs.dev exists, is open. Let's use that. That's nice. Alright. Downs.dev. Perfect. Okay. And we got a bunch of advertising. I don't want the advertising. Alright, so now what do I do? Alright, okay. Okay. Oh, come on, Google. Okay, register your domain name. Downs.dev. Get it. Add downs.dev to cart. Okay. This is not intuitive. Okay, and now go to cart. $17 for 1 year. Oh, you may purchase downs.dev, but it will require an SSL certificate for website connection. Isn't that interesting? Okay. That's no problem. Custom email. No, I don't. Stop. Jeez. They keep upselling. I hate the upselling. All right. This would be me. My organization is downs.ca, Canada. Put my info in. And my phone. Just gonna do this off screen. Okay. Okay. Save and continue. Country. I could probably do that on screen, but whatever. Okay, now my address. Okay, that's been entered. Province. That's been entered. Postal code. Fax. Nobody uses fax anymore. Save and continue. Saving. Review purchase. Buy. So this is costing me $19.21 Canadian. So be warned. You'd have to pay $19.21 Canadian for this to work. Plus whatever you're paying to DigitalOcean, which we know is $14 a month. Okay, no, okay. And we're back. It's still trying to upsell me with stuff. Change renewal setting. No, okay. Now I need to configure that domain. So, registration settings, DNS. Right. So, downs.dev. Okay, so we'll just use the @ type TTL data. So what goes in data here now is the IP address. And our IP address is this. Just reload to make sure that is it. Okay. And put to test project. Oh, where'd it go? Google Domains. All right. This is a type A record. So I'm using this. That means anything.downs.dev will work here. Okay. Data cannot be empty. That went in. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, IPv4 address. There we go. Save that. Leave this empty if you mean downs.dev. Okay, let's do that. Save. Alright, there's my record. Now I need to add my name servers. Your domain is using Google name servers. I could continue to use Google. I could switch over to DigitalOpen. It's not going to matter. Okay. Now let's see what happens if I hit downs.dev. Okay, unable to connect. All right. But I think at least it's trying for it. Let's inspect and see what it's trying to do. Network. Okay, reload. Huh. Okay, and now let's go to downs.dev. Might be this business with the requiring the secure domain. Oh, There we go. transfer 0. Cookies, request, response, timings, headers. I'm looking just for the IP, but I guess it's not going to tell me what the IP was. But it's saying insecure. I probably shouldn't have made it so that it only works with a secure domain, because I don't have it secure yet, right? Like HTTPS isn't going to work, right? Yeah. Okay, but let's try running the. Oh wait, now I'll have to come back here. Resources, Ubuntu, tags, domains. Let's remove this. Delete domain. Now let's add the domain. Or do I even need to add the domain? Huh. Okay, Control C. Control V. Okay, that works, but the HTTPS doesn't. All right, let's come back here. Okay. Sudo certbot, and now I'll make the domain downs.dev. Okay. Aha! I have successfully deployed the certificate. So it should work now under HTTPS. And potential security risk, yes. Advanced. Accept the risk and continue. Okay, great. Now let's try it with downs.dev. Oops, that's spelled dev right. And ta-da! We have a Node application running with NGINX as my reverse proxy. HTTPS, it's a new domain for which I paid $17 whole. And it's only ever going to run securely. So that's pretty cool too. I like that. Although it was a little bit tricky. All right, so we've set up, and now the conclusion. Finally, you have reached the end of the tutorial where you have learned to auto-deploy a Node.js application. This wasn't very auto, was it? With NGINX, by creating a droplet in DigitalOcean for the application, setting up NGINX as a reverse proxy server, setting up SSL for security, etc. Now, what I wonder is, let's come all the way back up here. Why did I need Docker? Why did I need an SSH server? Maybe well, I never used Docker at all in this. So, okay, but still. Okay, how was this useful? The main useful thing for me was the NGINX stuff. So, and if we go in here, cd etc NGINX ls, right? So now I just used sites available, but cd sites enabled. Yeah, cd sites enabled ls. It's just the default. Okay, I think that Okay, and this is the server configuration. The location, this is the location that I actually entered. So the default, I defined this in sites enabled, but then it was picked up as the default. What I was doing before, when I was messing around in Reclaim, was trying to edit nginx.conf directly, or the version thereof. Now let's look at what that says. Okay, so in text JavaScript, mail. Okay, so gzip on SSL, etc. Yeah, but the locations stuff isn't there. The locations stuff is in sites enabled or sites available. Similarly with modules, we have the available and the enabled. So do I see sites? Yeah, there are sites available and then sites enabled. So I entered my data into sites available. All right, so I list here default. Did I actually type default? Maybe. I forget exactly what I typed to edit this. So more DE. So, and there's the location. Control C. Sites enabled. Oh no, it just didn't work. Okay, CD sites enabled. That'd be default again. But I think this looks like a symbolic link. It looks different from the way this looked up here before. Yeah, I see. Oh no, it was the same color. Alright, so it must be an actual file. Or default. Yeah, it's going to be exactly the same. So what I edited ended up putting it in both of these locations. But that's the way you're supposed to do it. Right? You do it in available, and then maybe when you run the test or something, it copies it over to default. So that was pretty important. And so this location, this is the thing that does all the work. And in fact, this is the line that does all the work and the thing that does all the work. Now, this is what I was trying to use in Reclaim, doing it exactly like this, and it wasn't working. And I don't know why it wasn't working yet. But it's something to do with the containers, because see here we weren't using any Docker containers. Reclaim we were using Docker containers, so or we were using kind of a default containerized setup where you used the interface to manage the containers, and so it all got confused. So probably the next thing that I'll do, I'm going to keep this site running. I think it's only going to cost me $14 a year. I think I can handle the cost, or $14 a month. I think I can handle the cost, and I've already registered the domain and everything. Although I might end up expanding it if I add a database and stuff. But I'll keep it going for now anyways. But I'll look and see now, how does the forward pass thing, what was the name of it? Proxy pass, how does that work when instead of using the same computer you're using now, or the same server you're using now, if you're using a Docker container. If I was just using Docker containers, I believe, and I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that I'd be using the name of the container and then 3000. But I'm not positive about that. Anyhow, this is a success. This one worked. Yay. It's unusual for one of my Stephen Follows Instructions projects to work, but this one was a success. I do have this up and running, and that's pretty cool. And it's a little Express app. I know now that because I've worked on it in other areas, I could go back and build on that Express app with a database and some routes and things like that, and actually make it do stuff, which I might do. I might just start from this base and start working from there, but we'll see. It feels like a really good place to start anyways. But the way it should work now, remember I built my Express app on my own computer as well, and then did exactly the same thing in the DigitalOcean droplet. And what I would do, the way it should work, is I work on my computer, test run, and then roll out a version into GitHub, and then from my droplet bring in the new version of the application, clone it from GitHub, and then run that. And then I could support multiple droplets or multiple servers from the same code base. And ultimately, that's what I want to do. That's what I have been doing with Grasshopper, but it hasn't been easy because the setup with Apache and the database and all of that is so complex. So I might streamline that. I might be able to streamline that with Node.js. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Thanks for joining me. If you stayed with me this long, I had some people come in and go out. Here's my viewer. So I had 3 views. Yay. And someone actually hung in there with me for a little while. That was pretty cool. And this one's just over an hour, so we actually made pretty good progress. But as usual, I'm currently broadcasting to 0 people. But hey, that's life with me.